Hello, hello. My name is Sukhum HING, and welcome to episode 3 of The Sukhum Show. And today is Wednesday, May 3rd. And today, let's switch up the topic and take a little break from all the live stream tips and tricks that I've been sharing, and know that there's going to be more to come. So definitely I've been busy testing away some of the apps. If one of the things that I would say was that the very first two videos that I shared with you guys with the live stream show is that I use an app called Minicam. While I love the flexibility on that video or that app, because it allows me to see, or it allows me to give some options on different video clips that I can insert to the live stream, making it a little more interactive, and it's definitely great. So I'll be looking into more apps like that. I'm testing out, again, Be Live was another one that Bren actually went and did a test run with me on that one, and that one's actually really good for interviewing. It's a free app for interviews. I think it's a really good platform to start off, but there's other apps too, like Zoom. So again, this is not an app show. I just wanted to share with some things that I'm dabbling with and I'll be testing out as well. But today though, I want to share a story. So I've been encouraged to look at different ways of not only sharing a story, but also where the story is coming from. Meaning that a lot of the stories that, if you guys followed me during SSS Veda, I shared a lot of stories, and these stories were not originally mine. I've gotten them off the website, I've heard it from somebody else, or Facebook. And what I find out is, while these are great stories to share and morals, and I'm definitely going to still learn them, because there's no copyright on like sharing a story, real life and real person. I think that holds some true value, and there's something important and valuable about sharing stories. And so I came to a realization on one or two things. One is just mainly some of the stories that you'll be hearing from me will be more of life experience and things that I've come across. And I think that also plays a particular role when I share these, because it means something to me. I experienced that too. So that'll be the story that I will be sharing today. And this story, we'll call it the Extreme Survival Ape Cave Hike. I hope that those that were on this trip a long time ago stumbles across this video and sees it and then reflects back on it and enjoy it too. So without further ado, this hike, if you are not familiar with Ape Cave, this is a quick summary of it would be simply in Washington State, Mount St. Helens erupted, and it left lava tubes, lava running through, and created these tunnels, kind of like creating like a cave-like, just a cave-like area. And so it became a tourist attraction and a hiking spot for a lot of people. And literally, it's just a mile and a half of tunnel, pitch black, and it was an interesting experience and an interesting hike. So I've been on this hike multiple times, and I realized this time around was a little bit different. I say that because for this hike, there was about 10 or 11 of us that we were young in our teens, but we're the volunteer group. And we also had another 10 or 11 young kids around probably anywhere from 7, 8 to 10 years old. And they were on a field trip where they're chaperones. And then we have obviously 4 or 5 adult volunteers to overlook everything. So we come to Ape Cave, and the weather was a little bit chilly, nothing out of the norm, looks a little wet here and there, but it looks pretty clean. It was in springtime, and we thought all was good. But little did we know that there was some interesting obstacles coming ahead of us. So what happened was we came in down to the cave, and already we were unprepared because half the people were wearing shorts. I'm thinking a hike. I'm gonna be in shorts. I have tennis shoes on and even a t-shirt. But when you get into the cave, there was cold draft, so it was definitely a little bit chilly in there too. And imagine being pitch black. So your only source of seeing where you're going is actually the light. And then to top that off, you have sharp, jagged rocks that you have to walk on. And when you're walking with a bunch of little kids too, it slows down the pace quite a bit. So about just a quarter of the way in, everyone's complaining. It's cold, and they realize too, like some of the spots, there was mud puddles, so it's actually dripping water through certain areas, and it's actually wet. So now my shoes was all wet. A bunch of kids' shoes was wet. People are cold. They're complaining about it. They're like, when is this going to be over? And we just started this hike too. Halfway through, we met a couple heading backwards. So they said there was a stream. There was a bridge. When you exit at the very end and you come back down on the top, hiking back down, there's a bridge you cross over and then make it back to the parking lot. However, because of the rain and the weather right now, the bridge is kind of flooded, so you can't take that and you have to come back. So at the time, we should have thought this as a really red flag and turn around, especially with all the kids now thinking about this. But our fearless leader at the time decided to take this opportunity and make it a team builder. Because where we were at, he's like, okay, guys, we have a couple options. The first option is to turn back around and head back. And everyone's like, no, it's so cold. It's like, we've come so far. I just want to get out of here. And so they didn't want to turn back. And then it's like the other option was to, you see these logs in the areas around us? We can tag team, lift them on our shoulders, and when we get outside and get to that bridge, we can build our own bridge and cross the stream. So, us being young and like, I wouldn't say naive, we're like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I love team builders. I want to definitely build a bridge on this. So we didn't think twice about it, and we end up pairing two people at a time to lift these heavy, dirty logs. And we're carrying this through Ape Cave, through this pitch black cave. And lighting now is difficult because people are busy holding onto the logs. They still have to avoid the jagged rocks. And one of our adult chaperones sprained her ankles. And oh, she was not having it. She was really upset and mad and angry now, and this is not the experience she was looking for. We have kids crying because they're cold and they're just going through a rough experience, and you have all these people carrying logs that are super heavy. And we make it all the way to the end of the cave. And at the end of the cave, I totally forgot about this, where there's almost a 15-foot ladder. Like you have to literally climb up to get out of the cave. And so we started with, by the middle of the cave, that when we pick up all the logs, we probably started with a good 6 to 7 heavy logs. By the time we got to the end of the cave, we were down to like 5 or 4. And then by the time we got out, we were able to lug and push everything out, and we were probably down to like 2 logs. So the idea of building the bridge was kind of like not the best. So we kind of failed in that. But we came across another struggle. When we got up to the top of the cave and we all got out, what we saw was that there was nothing but white snow covering everywhere. And we were all in shock. We didn't expect snow. We did not expect how cold it's going to be. And bear in mind, people were in tennis shoes, they were in shorts, they were in t-shirts, and people were not in the best condition. And I was dirtied up from all the lifting of the logs and everything, and I felt like I had enough of it. But our fearless leader said to us that we need to figure out a way to get down. And everyone was contemplating. They didn't know what to do. So he said, follow the footsteps. Because there's apparently some footsteps that led to us. We assumed that would be the two couples that were there earlier. So they must have made their way back somehow. And we thought, follow the footsteps. It'll lead us down to the bridge. Again, didn't really challenge and think about that. And we followed along. And we realized that, we didn't realize, but it slowly started to snow. And then the footprints started to disappear. And now we definitely felt that we were lost. We did not know where we were at. And I actually stepped into a ditch, and the snow went up all the way up to my knee. And my whole shoe was already wet. Now I'm cold. And I can't, I'm just not having it. I'm really, really not liking that experience. And our fearless leader again was like, it's okay, guys. You know what we'll do? We'll head towards the big trees. And that makes no sense at all. But we did it anyways, and we just kept heading towards the big trees. And I have no idea how it worked out, but when we head towards the big tree, we found a main street. Must be a service road or something. And we were able to follow the service road all the way down to the parking lot. But at that moment, it was probably one of the scary moments when you think about it, because of not only were we lost, we had a bunch of kids there. The teens itself were cold and not prepared. It was quite a learning experience and a scary, such extreme survival situation at that point, But looking back on it, I smile because of the things that we did, and we tried to push through and get it done. But at that time, I don't think anyone enjoyed that at all. Thank you for listening to that story. It's a lot different from what I'm used to sharing. I want to share more experiences and things I've gone through, and hopes that you get something out of it. I'm sure if I listen closely, there's a moral to the story behind that, but I will let you take what you can away from that too. Cool. It is 13 minutes in. And thank you for being patient with me. That was a really long story. And the only two things I have left would be just a quick update from #Oldmatum, 1 mile a day in May. If you are watching this and you want to get back in your health and fitness, I encourage you to do this challenge. Again, it's #Oldmatum, 1 mile a day in May. That means you can run, walk, you can bike, you can use elliptical, treadmill, swim, row, whatever you want, but you want to do 1 mile every single day for the month of May. And I challenge you to do that to get back into your shape, or health and fitness in general. I do it because in June, July, I'm planning to do a lot of hiking and a lot of trips with my family. So I got to work on being healthy and fit to do all those events. So for me, day 3 is down in the books. That's 30% down. And note to myself would be, don't eat too much before you run. Hey, Atomic Lola. Welcome, welcome. Love the thumbs up. I appreciate that too. I hope you enjoyed the story on that one too. But yeah, day 3 down, and I'm looking forward for more. I'm loving the engagement and the support from the Facebook side of things. Most of the people are doing the challenges from my workplace and close friends and family, so they're really supporting over there as well too. Quick news and update. I recently just joined Twitter. So I have a Twitter account now. I think I'm following one person, but definitely if you want to check it out, and if you don't have a Twitter account, I would love to help support and start it off, so that way we can get that Twitter site going too, and start learning more about social media and build more on this too. Cool. That is all I have. Atomic Lola, today I didn't really share any tips for live streaming. I just plan on doing a story on Wednesday. Maybe I should preface that for people ahead of time if they're coming in and they wanted to hear more about live stream. But tomorrow I'll be back on, and I will be sharing some more tips with live streaming and probably share an experience. I'm making a goal to see if I can do a Facebook Live and see how that goes too. But 15 minutes, I'm here and completed. So that's all I have. What's my Twitter handle? It is just my full name, Sukhum HING. So definitely check that out if you can. I don't know why I'm typing here when this doesn't work, but nope. Oh, it does work. Okay, I do. Yep, do that and see what we do. I have nothing on there right now, no content, nothing, but that's something I'm gonna start building and focus on. And right now I'm gonna be focusing a lot on like Facebook and building the engagement there, building the platform there, because it takes some time. I think 30 days is a great time frame to really try something new and really work on that. So yeah, I'm excited. I'll definitely share more on this later on too. But Atomic Lola, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And for everyone else too, thank you for tuning in. And this is Sukhum Hing signing out. Till then, take care.